As you whisper to each other, the men are hit the front door. As I knocked my camera loose. As Hello everyone, welcome to Call of Cthulhu Occult Origins. I am Grinning Moon and I will be your host this evening. Tonight we are presenting the second chapter of Occult Origins, The Gift. With me this evening are my friends and fellow cast members. Let's take a moment to let them introduce themselves and the characters they are playing tonight, starting with Melly.
Hi everyone, I am Melly de Marsen, go by Melly or Marsen. I am playing Livy Domingue, who is a femme fatale, and I'm just so excited about not only season 2, not only this session, this episode, but like also getting to hang with Squingle again.
And then over to Squingle.
Hello, I am Squingleberg, and I too am excited for this reunion, or not reunion, a new introduction, I guess. I stream sometimes on Twitch, but here I am playing a new character, the son of my previous character, William Graves, or Will, if you must use some sort of moniker. Will is a youth in his early 20s and is a college student, majoring in journalism. So he has some of the same passions of his dad, but also a complicated history with him, of course, because we all know Billy wasn't was a special character. So I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to be here and be playing with both of you and with everybody in chat.
And with that all wrapped up, just a friendly reminder, you can also influence the story yourselves or lend aid or chaos with our Fate Dice redeem in the Channel Point redeems. So once per stream, you can give any player an automatic success on a roll of their choice, or you can give me an automatic fail to use against them when I see fit. It's just a little way for our live viewers to impact the story as it unfolds. So now, without further ado, let's roll the trailer and set the stage for the evening. We'll be back in just a moment.
You guys gotta forgive me.
As we materialize back in here, we'll get the stage set as outside a crowd of dozens cry with fervorous discontent as they rally in the streets between Creole townhouses. Macabre menagerie of organs, intestines, and cadavers are burned on pyres in the streets. Bottles, bricks, and debris hurl from the crowds into lines of armed militiamen. As the streets erupt in gunfire, screams pierce the din, while Livy hunkers down with the colleagues in the jailhouse. She feels the tingle of an inch from the scar of her palm.
What's going on out there?
One of your fellow doctors he got wind of it. Didn't like what we were doing. Great.
But I thought you said it was okay. I thought that's how we were supposed to learn.
It's the only way we can learn, but the laws of nature. The laws of man sometimes don't align. As she absent-mindedly scratches at the scar, the tinkling sensation intensifies slightly. From the front of the building, glass begins to shatter, signaling the encroaching mob as her uncle appears at the door. As you rub your eyes, he silently gestures you to exit.
What are you doing here?
But presses his fingers to his lips and ushers you on.
Okay. Sounds so crazy out there.
As you step through the threshold and out into the hall, he's already halfway down the staircase as you have to bound, skipping stairs to catch up with him.
Slow down. I can't keep up with you.
As Livy clambers down the stairs, she proceeds through a door to find herself in an immense underground chamber as the din of the mob dissipates behind her. The scar on your palm continues to itch as you look about, seeing Tritons raise webbed fingers towards the dais as something unknowable emulsifies in the shadows above.
Where the hell am I?
As you look to your side, gunshots kind of sound dully around you as the muzzle flash extends from Georgia and Rory's weapons. As Billy steps towards the dais in a figure shadowed in darkness.
Billy, no! We gotta... Rory?
As the chamber shudders and quakes, her uncle appears again next to her and grabs her by the wrist and pulls her towards a flooded tunnel filled with brackish water.
I can't go back in there. Uncle, I can't go back in there.
He turns to you and ushers you along stubbornly, dipping below the waves and disappearing out of sight as the chamber around you begins to quake and rocks and rubble begin to fall from the ceiling.
Not again, not again. I can't be back there, I can't be back there, I can't... Where'd you go? Come back!
The ripples of him begin to... The ripples from his dive begin to dissipate as you frantically scream at the water surface.
Please, come back! Why are you leaving me again? Come back, please, come back to me!
As you kind of stumble down before the pool, a little bit of water splashes as you knees hit the sidewalk in a town just outside of your uncle's house. Frazzled, she stumbles onto the porch, and as she raises her hand to knock on the door swings open. As she steps into the hall. Sorry. As she steps into the hall, The itchy feeling reaches a new peak, and her hand aches as if something was growing just below the scar. The study door is ajar, and in it you see the hearth is lit, casting a long shadow on the door.
Who's there?
As you push open the study, you're standing behind the desk. Your uncle awaits with a warm gaze. On the desk in front of him, your scalpel sits in a velvet box, while in the corner, a mirror sits reflecting a large spiderweb crack in the bay window opposite it. As you take this in, Uncle speaks. "Show me your hand." As you walk over to the desk and extend your hand, he runs his fingers gently around the scar on your palm before grasping your wrist. "I did say to be careful, and to be wary."
I've been.
As his hand grips your wrist tightly, picks up the scalpel. And as the blade lowers towards your hand, your heart quickens just before the blade slices across your palm.
Oh, wait!
As you look away, you catch a glimpse of something in the mirror that doesn't quite make sense, but you turn back and just to look at the cut, and you see an object is revealed in the wound, squeezed in between the tendons of your metacarpals. As he reaches to grab it firmly, he pulls with all his might as a white-hot pain shoots down your arm. There is a cost to curiosity. Gritting your teeth, he continues pulling, tearing the foreign object from her. And as you look around frantically for anything, an answer, you do a double take on the mirror, and in the reflection, there is no sign of your uncle. It is only you in the room. As you yank the object free from your hand, an ornate two-tiered necklace emerges, covered in crimson and bits of sinew. Your knees shake as a hot malaise pours over you, and you drop the necklace to the floor. As you sway for a moment in the room alone, you take in the fact that you are truly alone. Your uncle is not here. No one is here. As your vision begins to tunnel, you stumble over to the desk and pull a handkerchief from the drawer, wrap it around your hand tightly as you collapse to the floor. And in your last fleeting moments of consciousness, you hear your uncle's voice. But it is how we evolve. Pale ivory light pours in as we switch scenes through the high windows of the lecture hall. As smoke from a wooden pipe flows in serpentine trails above into an acrid haze that hangs around the hanging brass light fixtures above. A few dozen students sparsely dot the tiered seats meant to seat 100, and at the front, a dusty seaweed green chalkboard reads, Mr. Elias, author of Sons of Death, 1918. A man in his late 30s, his complexion a warm reddish-brown sepia, strides boisterously about as he speaks, up front. These organizations draw from the desperate and forgotten members of society. By delegating tasks to their initiates, it allows their leaders to operate in anonymity. Through their efforts, they are able to achieve despotic levels of power and rewrite laws and even history as it suits them. And it is thus, as journalists and writers, it is our duty to seek out the truth and document history with integrity and dignity, despite the zeitgeist or potential consequences to ourselves. Thank you. And as there is just a lackadaisical applause from the room, near the back of the room, we find a young man sitting among his peers, taking notes down diligently as the lecture fills him. Go ahead and introduce William Graves, please.
So William, like I mentioned, is in his early 20s. He has, he's cleanly shaven, kind of a long face with brown hair, and nose and jaw structure that, while echoes that of a known figure of most of the audience, Mr. Billy Graves, it's a little different, subtle differences. He's rather serious looking, unlike his father, as he is finishing jotting down a few thoughts on this last lecture. He's going to finish his notes and maybe stand and look down towards the professor in their emptying room, and thinks this might be a good time to ask a question that he's been wondering, and is going to approach the professor.
Absolutely. As the rest of the students more or less file out and begin making their way on to the rest of their days, you approach Jackson Elias, the speaker, and
Okay.
he takes note of you. Yes. What can I do for you?
Professor Elias, I apologize to interrupt, but I see I've been reading on some of the most emerging theories of psychoanalysis, and I'm curious of your thoughts of their potential applications on this field of ours of journalism.
Now, I believe any metric that allows us to understand the nuances of personal interaction and behavior can provide insight and should honestly be included in any kind of a journalism. What are you going to be specializing in, if you don't mind me asking, Mr.
Graves. William Graves. Or Will, if you must.
Please call me Jackson, by the way.
Sorry, call him what?
Jackson.
Jackson. Jackson. I've always had a keen interest in investigative journalism.
Noble.
Something about uncovering some things that others might want to hide has always been a passion of mine.
It is the checks and balances that aren't included in the government, honestly, that we do. So it is good to pursue that. And I don't mean to cut this short, but I do need to get to my next engagement. But please,
of course.
Here, he pulls out his card and hands it over to you. Do you ever have any ideas, or once you're done your studies, you need to find some employment? I think I could help you out with that. But surely, any curiosity that crosses your mind, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you, Professor. Have a good day. And
he shakes your hand firmly and nods before kind of grabbing up his stuff and quickly heading out. As he departs, and you exit along with your students, your fellow students. The hallways bustle with young people as Will makes his way back to his dorm. Passing through a courtyard, the wall of conversation and chatter droves on as he passes. As he enters the hall to his room, a tall, thin young man with a tawny complexion steps out of the dorm opposite his. Their eyes meet for a moment as a smirk plays across his lips, and he nods to you before continuing down the hall. As you reach your dorm, the keys rattle and the lock clicks as the door swings open into your dorm. It's a typical symmetrical setup with matching beds, nightstands, and desks, with a window on the wall to divide them in between. There are half-unpacked sacks of clothing, books, and other nonsense laid tucked into the corners. What does William's side of his dorm look like?
So William's side is pretty meticulously kept. Books are organized, by category and then alphabetical. In a maybe a narrow bookshelf. The bed is made. It's very neat.
Mm-hmm. And on William Graves's immaculately made bed, there is a manila envelope addressed to him that rests on the foot of the bed.
I'll set down my bag and my things and go over and pick up the envelope and maybe look around a little bit and kind of get the feel of it, like the weight of it before opening, seeing if there's like a return sender or something, or anything that indicates who it's from.
As you look at it, the return address says the law offices of George Hamlin, state lawyer. And that's in Boston, Massachusetts. But
okay.
And the weight of it stays kind of multiple pieces of paper, probably like a packet. Nothing too heavy.
So
but...
I'll open it and read it.
All right. As you
What's it say?
rip it open, there's a kind of stapled together packet of documents with all sorts of red tabs over it as you kind of flip through it. But on the bottom, there's a separate kind of page that's directly addressed to you. And it reads, actually, I do have in the roll 20 for you a document called
yes,
lawyer letter. But I'll go ahead and read it. It's
okay.
Mr. Graves Jr. As requested, we have made numerous attempts to contact Mr. William Graves Sr. and have yet to receive a response. We hope you, as a family member, will have more luck with acquiring the signatures from Mr. Graves Sr. Enclosed are the documents needed to secure legal control over the estate. We apologize for the inconvenience and wish your mother a speedy recovery. We encourage you to reach out to us again for any of your future legal needs. Sincerely, George Hamlin, estate lawyer. Dictated, not read. As you finish reading over the letter, you just your mind starts to race, and you're gonna have to make arrangements, pack bags. Luckily, it's the weekend, so we shall have a few days to take care of this. But
So you could see he's a little annoyed, but also he might even immediately take out a bag and start packing from like maybe a dresser, as he's kind of neatly packing away folded clothes, for a couple like a day or two, a few books, something, anything that I'd be maybe reading along the journey. I'm sure I have books to be read for school, but as he's packing something, he will pick up maybe a picture from the shelf, and you could tell it's maybe about half a picture, as if it's been folded in half and framed that way, and it's a picture of Billy's mother. And he'll give it a kiss and put it inside, zip it up, and
as he finishes packing, he heads to the phones. Just quickly makes some arrangements with a motor carriage to arrange a ride to the basically South Massachusetts, in the Miskatonic. And as he kind of makes his way back into the dorm, he finds his roommate Paul is in there, currently pulling on a polo shirt and putting on a belt, tucking it in as you saunter in. He's a squat man with parted brunette hair, and as he kind of pulls the shirt over his head and notices you, he's like, "Oh, hey Will, got any plans?"
Hello, Paul. You'll see that I saw to your laundry. It was starting to stink up the room.
Thanks for doing that again. You're a pal.
You're welcome.
You got any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, well, about that, I'm gonna be heading out of town.
Oh.
Some business with my mother.
Oh.
If I, does he know what's going on with my mother?
Would you have shared it with him?
I think I maybe have, like, he knows that, there's something that requires my attention, know, but I don't think maybe we've covered it exactly, but I'll mention, that's some family business I need to attend to.
That sounds like a pain, my friend, but I wish you the best. Me and the boys are gonna just blow up some steam tonight at the Speakeasy. Do you have time?
I'll take a look at my watch. Is there how much time before my ride?
Your ride's supposed to arrive within the hour.
Yeah. It says not this time, Paul. Perhaps another time, though.
Yeah. Fair. Well, me and whatever. Me and the boys, we're supposed to go golfing later this weekend. Are you gonna be long?
I wouldn't hold up, Paul. I'll be gone for the weekend.
Okay. I could get you in with Alexander Knott and Obadiah Bridgemore. Get you into the loop.
Maybe next time.
Okay. Well, my condolence, my friend. Sorry for your loss as far as this good weekend that could have been. We'll mourn it in your name. We'll collect some beers for you. But that being said, I wish you luck and safe travels, man. Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
He nods at you as he kind of finishes straightening himself up, and he kind of just beelines for the door. As
excuse me.
As the hour or so pass, probably 45 minutes to an hour passes, and the ride pulls up. William loads up the ride with his one carry-on and hops in. As the driver kind of silently nods to him, he's like, "Gonna be a little bit of a trip. If you need to take a nap or whatever, feel free."
I'll nod to him, and before I will probably take a little nap, but before I do so, sorry, my throat is a little dry.
You're good.
Before I do so, I think I'll he'd take out a journal, and begin to scratch some notes in it. Perhaps it's more of a voiceover moment in Billy's head, but he's writing about how long has Billy's mom been asleep at this point?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah.
I know. I would say it's been about 6 weeks.
Okay. So it's something like it's after 6 weeks of slumber, my mother still hasn't come to. At this point, the estate needs me to have power of attorney to manage the bills and things. And of course, Dad is nowhere to be found. Oh, in fact, no, he wouldn't say Dad. He would say Father is nowhere to be seen. I aim to go to his cabin, perhaps. There is at least something. If he's not there, something that could indicate where he is. I'm getting sick of cleaning up after his messes. But I would do anything for my mother. And then the journal entry ends.
Yes.
Maybe like pulls out a little locket, kind of holding a locket while writing it, and uses it maybe as a bookmark in his journal.
Okay.
And then he'll maybe take a little sleepy.
As he kind of goes off to sleep after setting his notepad down, he has a very light dream and of just waves, seagulls in the distance. And as the car rumbles up a particularly steep hill, kind of jerks William awake as he watches the rolling hills and farmsteads and rivers roll serenely past the motor carriage with bleary eyes. And as the mountain slowly grows on the horizon, as the car rumbles up in the road and passing into the woods in the foothills of the mountains, the carriage winds down various paths and roads that slowly narrow as they progress, as the trees grow thick. The air is sharp and sweet, with a hint of lavender and a tinge of nostalgia. And as William rolls up to the old cabin, you see it, and it is basically as you remember it, as it emerges from the trees. The brakes squeal slightly as the carriage comes to a stop at the end of the dirt road, and the man kind of turns around and a little bit of an awkward K-turn in the small little dirt road he has. And as he comes to a full stop, he's like, "You do what you gotta do, sir. I'll just be waiting here for you to finish your business. Take your time."
I'll thank him. Step out.
And as you step out of the car, you and step up to the porch, you knock on the old oak cabin door and listen for a moment as there's nothing but silence that greets you. After a minute or so of no response, you kind of peek in through the window and see nothing. You try the handle and the door creaks open.
Kind of pull open the door. Hello?
Your hello echoes dully in the empty, dusty cabin.
Of course, he isn't here. Kind of step in, kind of see how long is there, like dust settled, like maybe trying to gauge if there's how long it's been since this place has been empty. Does it seem well lived in, that kind of thing.
As your footsteps echo kind of dully into the empty cabin, you look back and see you're leaving behind just very faint footprints in a very light layer of dust.
Okay.
That being said, it's probably been a week.
Yeah, weeks, around there, week to a week.
As you enter and walk across the floor in the creaky cabin, you look up the stairs at your father's forbidden study, as you get an odd chill before quickly looking away. An old rocking chair sits idle next to a old ash-laden fireplace. By the door, Billy's slippers sit gathering dust, with no sign of his boots.
I'll walk over to the chair and kind of push it, creak.
As it creaks and rocks on the wooden floor with a little bit of soft thumps. You have a little bit of a moment of where a bit of a ghost of your past flashes in front of you with your brother rocking in the chair as your mother shoos him out. That's your dad's chair. Better get out of it before your father gets home. I'll know. She says warmly, but cautiously. On a wall behind the stairs, rifles and other firearms are displayed on gun racks. The spot, you recall that his double barrel being held is currently vacant.
I'll go, at that point, I'll go upstairs and take a look at his study.
As you step upstairs, the each step creaks as if alerting the spirits towards your trespass, as it were. As you slowly make your way up there and reach for the doorknob, you feel the hairs in the back of your neck stand up. Your mind races with just the thoughts of questions. Who knows what manner of things that hermit kept in secret. And the knob turns as the door squeals open as if to announce your trespass. As you step inside, the walls are covered in clippings of Mothman sightings, Wendigo reports, and proof that lizard people from another dimension run the government. Strings connect these stories in a nonsensical fashion, betraying the thoughts of a man who got lost on the way to a conclusion. On a littered desk with numerous notepads and knife gouges, next to a phone, sits a solitary picture of a strained couple with two beaming young boys.
I kind of like, as I peruse this, the room, I'll maybe like pick up a magazine or a book that has something about lizard men and toss it aside and walk over and maybe reach out and pick up the picture for a moment and set it back down.
As you
I'll
as you set back down the picture, you kind of notice out of the corner of your eye a crumpled piece of paper rests amongst the soot beside the desk.
I'll take a look at pick up the paper and uncrinkle it carefully, see if I can make out if there's anything written on it.
As you uncrinkle it and kind of dust it off carefully, you read a typed message. It reads, "There is a PI that's looking into the Chapel of Contemplation. He's crewing up for an investigation as you read this. His name is James Barrister, number 555-6703. Tell him you're looking for Michael Thomas. He'll have no choice but to say yes. This window of opportunity closes tomorrow at noon." Half the
Do
letter
any of
doesn't
those
make any sense to you,
Yeah,
but there is something.
probably those names. Okay, but there's something.
You have the number and the detective,
Yeah.
which is enough to go off of something.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Thomas, maybe, too. Might be worth looking
Okay.
up. But
Yeah. There's a phone here.
yep.
I'll pick up the line, see if it's working.
As you pick up the line, a lady's voice comes over the line. Number, please.
I'll give the number that was left for Mr. Barrister.
Hold the line, please. The line clicks over and begins to ring. As you wait, your foot taps almost against your will. And as you look over at the various articles on the walls, bemused, the operator comes back online. I'm sorry, but it appears they're not in at the moment.
Thank you for trying.
Of course. Anybody else you'd like me to get in contact?
How about Michael Thomas?
Do you have a number?
Do I was there? I don't think a number was left for Michael in the letter,
No,
right?
it wasn't. No.
Do I have any details that might provide me like a city?
From that one note, no.
Yeah, no. Okay. Never mind. I'm not sure. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye. And
Goodbye.
the line goes dead.
Take that the clip of paper or the clip and then transcribe what it says down in my notes. Slide the clipping into like a sleeve. So it gave me. Did it give me an address as well, or just a number?
He's a PI. He's James Barrister and the number. But that being said, yellow pages do exist, so you could probably find them.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would do next. Is I'd see if I could find the yellow pages and look up a number for this barrister, or not a number, but like any other kind of details about how I could find him.
As you kind of look around, you see that your father kept stacks of phone books for pretty much every region in the area.
Yeah, just like him.
And it might be a little bit of work, but you'll be able to. You should be able to
find it eventually.
Find it with some time. That
Okay.
being said, whether you do it here or you take it along with you.
Yeah, I think I'll at least narrow it down to the right book, and then
We can
and
also
then
retcon a little bit.
Okay.
With the call. They could have. She very well could have given you like the fact that the number was from New York. Narrow
Sure.
it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to kind of.
And that's
give you
where.
that
And is
start.
that where I'm going to school?
I figured you were going to school in or around Boston.
Okay, that's right. So, but I could still. This is the evening that I've left, or is it the next day?
You left like early afternoon, so like around noonish.
Okay.
In the cabbie, it took like an hour and a half to get out here, so you still have day to burn.
Okay.
You could actually make it to New York if, and before closing, maybe it would be evening.
Yeah. I think I'd do that then. Of like, hey, so this, I took the weekend to do this. Like, I got to do it.
Right.
So I'll turn to this like I think it was a drive out here, so I'll see if I can. I imagine I may have had the car wait for me somewhere.
Yeah.
Or
he's just waiting right there, kind of
right.
in the driveway.
I'll head out, head over to him as I, kind of take a last stock of the room, and kind of eye the guns a little bit, and maybe have another memory of the first time Billy taught me how to shoot.
Oh yeah.
Kind of shake it off a little bit and proceed to the car and get in, and I'll ask the driver, so, can you take me to New York City?
Oh, I mean, if you have the money, I can take you anywhere. I did open up the day for this, so you're good. As long as you can pay.
I think I can, right?
Yeah, you can.
This is like probably some of my hard-earned student money for college. It's
Oh
maybe
yeah,
for textbooks next semester.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's maybe like he take out like some cash and kind of you could see that this is kind of paining him a little bit to give away. It's like maybe he mutters to himself like, "Guess it's more rice and beans till for the next semester."
The only thing is you'll have to find a ride back because I gotta make it back home for tonight. So,
Well, fair enough.
I don't mind it being a late night, but I do need to make it back.
Well, understandable. Just get me to the city and I can figure the rest out.
Sounds good. Got it.
Maybe along the way, since I have the yellow pages, I might try to look up a place that's maybe close by, like some kind of motel for me to stay at.
And,
the cheaper the better, like the cheapest the better. So probably a dingy ass motel somewhere in New York City.
For sure. Some place with a nice cockroach population.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But as the motor carriage rumbles off and back into the woods, we're gonna go ahead and take our break right here, and we'll come back as the investigation continues, and we'll find out what was going on with Melly and her character after these messages. But we don't have any messages, so it's just gonna be a break. So yeah. All right. We will see you here in a little bit. As we slowly flicker back in, I'm the light one this time. Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu Occult Origins. We are on Chapter 2. It is the gift. We just got done watching Willie. No, we won't call him Willie.
Oh, he'll get
William.
very mad if you call him Willie.
Yes. we watched William uncover a lead from honestly the beginning of the campaign that will bring him to a James Barrister. And as we kind of cut in and turn down the lounge music, we will open up as an amber glow pours over the red brick buildings and dusty lanes of Red Hook, New York. The motor carriage squeals to a stop in front of an office building as Will looks it up and down. Yeah. This is the place.
All right. Thanks again. I make sure I have all my belongings and bags and give him a wave before really kind of taking in the place.
And as he gives you a professional wave back, he rumbles off and back into traffic as you stand before the building and the lobby door.
So I'll come maybe take a deep breath and please be here, Father, and I'll go over and see if the door will open.
Door opens into a lobby, and as you step onto the black and white checkered tile, your footsteps reverberate through the hall. As you stop, you look and check a directory on the wall for a moment and spot a P.I. James Barrister. It's on 118. And you look over, you see the elevator's out of order, and you begin to take up stairs. You make your way upstairs. As you arrive on the first floor, you spot a few metal garbage cans overloaded with all sorts of paperwork and lined up against the walls. As you pass by the cans, you arrive at a door 18, where a crooked sign hangs from a loose nail. The sign reads, P.I. J. Barrister.
I'll give a knock and see if I can open this door as well.
As you go to knock, you hear you hear shuffling inside. The door opens, and an older man in coveralls with brown, freckled cheeks is standing there. Looks like he was in the process of emptying the last case files from the cabinets into a tin trash can.
Oh, interesting.
Is there something I can help you with, sir?
Yes. Are you Mr. James Barrister?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just a janitor. Just here to clean out the place so they can bring in a new tenant.
Really?
And as
Are
you
they
look at
going out of business?
As you look at the door, he kind of gestures to a piece of paper that's posted to it. And as you read it,
like
you
an
see the
eviction
eviction notice. Yeah,
Okay.
it's dated 2 days ago. Yeah, apparently he didn't pay his rent, so I'm just doing my due diligence to make sure we this cleaned up. You looking for somewhere?
Well, yeah, I'm looking for. Oh well, I was hoping Mr. Barrister would be able to help me find somebody else. Have you met Mr. Barrister?
Only in passing here and there. Yeah, do maintenance on the building, so.
Have you so am I looking at the entirety of the office right now, or is there like another room?
You're
that
looking
would,
at the
have
entirety of the
desk?
office. I'll
Okay.
do a little. But
And has most of the room been cleaned out already? Or is there like any papers left on a desk that I can go and look at?
it looks like he cleared off the desk and went straight for the files after that. So, but he's like, well, he sees like the visual calculus that's going through your brain. He's like, if you're looking for like some paperwork, I haven't taken out the trash cans yet.
Yes. And how many bags are there?
Just as a historical thing, bags weren't invented till like the 50s.
Oh yeah.
But there's
it's
there's
a
3
bin or
cans
something.
outside and 1 can in here that's like already half full.
Oh shit! How am I gonna get all this somewhere?
You can feel free to.
Is there any empty boxes?
Just the ones I threw cases out. There's a couple in the corner over there.
Okay. Thank you. So
Feel free
I'll
to
grab
sift through that while I.
Yeah, I'm gonna. As I kind of realize I'm getting a little excited at the prospect of at least some clue, because my dreams were dashed a moment prior. So I'll go and grab the other cans and begin to kind of look through the surface levels of them, looking for names, recent dates, and looking for the name of graves.
Okay, and could you just give me this is weird, but library use?
Yeah.
The most appropriate thing yeah.
That is a 64.
Beautiful. As William digs into the trash can, he finds most files are still relatively intact and together, but several have been dumped more haphazardly. As he meticulously sifts through the files and scans over them looking for the most recent case. It takes him a little while. But after about 45 minutes to an hour, and the amber light begins to dissolve into half-light of the street lamps to kind of glow in from the window in the office and the incandescent bulbs overhead. You find at the bottom of the second can a promising lead. a meeting in Boston on the 13th of August in 1920. From the files you've been checking, this is the last one that was actually done. And the file was intact, but it only had one piece of paper with a few contacts and, again, the name Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
But there's also Rory Shack.
Okay.
He's the driver, and it has his number. There's Morgan. He's no last name on that one, but he's Muscle. Question mark? Maybe unknown. Livy Domingue. The doc. And then it has her number and address. And then Billy Graves. And then there is literally just a question mark next to it. And that one's written. The other ones are typed.
Perfect way to sum up my father. I see kind of the only name that has an address and a number. Is that in New York?
It's just outside of New York, actually. Quick bus trip, about 45 minutes.
So, one thing about Will Graves, or William Graves, is one of his talents, one of his pulp talents, is I am a quick study. So I have the time required for initial and full reading.
Oh, then this all takes place in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so maybe this goes pretty quickly as I'm just like...
Yeah.
Just whipping through. Like, I am very well read. I'm a quick learner, quick reader.
Okay. Find
what I need to find, and I'm like, kind of give a little like William, like he looks excited maybe for the first time as he's a little bit like his father actually, when William or when Billy found a connection or was on the scent of something, and he'll go to a bus, like go to the nearest bus station.
Okay. It is like about 7:30, rolling on 8 at this point.
Getting later. I'm okay with that.
And as you hop on the bus and trail off from the offices of Barrister, we'll actually switch scenes as
maybe I get on a bus, kind of cut away.
Yeah. And as we flick over to the study of Livy Domingue, she awakens on the floor as the pale light from the sun, pale amber light from the sun streaks in through the blinds. Getting up, she sees the necklace on the floor in her blurry gaze, and sees the handkerchief still wrapped around her hand tightly, her fingers turning slightly blue from how tight it is, and it's soaked through dried blood.
Ouch. I'll reach over for the necklace to examine it a little bit closer, trying to get a grip on what the hell.
Fair enough. As you grab the go to grab the necklace, your vision kind of focuses and you feel the floor and it's just smears. And as you kind of vision comes into focus, you realize it was just a blood spatter. You look perplexed for a moment, but you look at your hand again and decide to head over to the washroom to check the wound. Probably prep it for stitches if what you think happened.
Mhm. As I'm doing that, Livy would definitely try to just check the house, make sure all the doors are closed, all the windows are closed. Well, she's on her
The
way
only
to the
one that,
bathroom. So.
as you do this, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Mhm.
to cut, but
No.
as you do this and check the windows, lock them, on your way over, you do notice that the front door is still slightly ajar.
Mm.
Go to close that, latch it shut, and head back to the bathroom. As you clean up in the sink, you remove the handkerchief to find the gash across your hand, and you flex your fingers and make a fist, checking your range of motion. All there, although it is feeling very sore. You give a breath of relief as you look in the mirror and notice something that shouldn't be around your neck.
Sorry, trying to prevent some background noise. Could you say that last part one more time?
Oh, I'm sorry. As you grip your hand and feel it feels sore but functional, you give yourself a look of relief in the mirror, but you notice something that shouldn't be around your neck.
How the hell did did I put this on?
Black pearls draped down by the collarbone, and the leather choker wraps around your neck with a gold ring in the centerpiece over your throat.
She'll reach, searching for a clasp.
As your fingers touch the clasp, there is a knock from the front door.
She'll wrap the wound back up so it's not, no attention to it. And then she'll go check the door very cautiously.
As you head down the hall and creep down the hall, trying not to make the floorboards squeak or any noise on the way there, you see a silhouette in the glass, in the frosted glass, and as you approach.
One moment, please. I'll take a once over, just making sure my clothes are all tidy. And then Livy will start by kind of cracking the door, try to get a visual on who's on the other side before fully opening the door.
You do notice that there's just a little bit of blood on your undershirt, but you're able to kind of button up one more and hide it before you open up the door.
Yes, can I help you?
Outside, Will is on the step waiting for you.
Hi, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know it's quite late. My name is William Graves. I wonder if you know where my father is. You might know him as Billy.
I'm I'm sorry, you're
I'm William Graves. I can explain all of this. I know it's late, but please, my mother's sick, and I need to find my father, Billy. Do you know where he is?
you you should is there anyone with you?
No. You're Livy, right? Livy Domingue. It's cut off.
Yes, it's Domingue. Who One moment. I'll let you in. Livy will unlatch the door and open it, still clutching her hand to her chest, trying to hide any stains of blood. Yes, come in.
I'll, of course, enter in. Again, I'm so sorry to be a bother. I know it's quite late, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important.
Remind me your name one more time. You said Will?
William.
William.
Will. If you must use a moniker, Will is fine.
Okay. Would you like some tea or some coffee?
Tea would be lovely, thank you.
Just to have a seat. She'll think about the study and think otherwise with all the stains. Follow me to the kitchen. I'll make you a cup. Pardon, I don't seem to be clear-headed today. I'm in a little bit of a state.
Do I notice any of the blood?
Perception check.
Would it be
Spot
is it
hidden,
again
sorry,
in this spot hidden? That's right.
Yep. Sorry,
That's okay.
I'm showing my.
That's a
D&D
47. That's a fail.
colors.
Okay.
No, you don't notice any blood.
Yeah, I'm just
You
excited.
do notice
to have
that
some kind
her hand's wrapped, but
Yeah.
probably recent injuries.
I'll be polite and not mention it.
So, I'm sorry. Tell me about your mother. You said she's sick?
Yes, fortunately, she fell ill very recently. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. I hadn't myself, but it is called a sleeping sickness. She just, she fell asleep and didn't wake up. She has doctors, people watching her, but the bills are starting to add up, and being that he is my mother's still married to Billy, he is next of kin and has control of the estate, but he has been gone for a long time. And all I need is to get these documents signed, and he could go on with whatever it is that you all are involved with.
I'm terribly sorry to hear about your mother. She'll start to pour the tea, you said?
Please.
She'll start to pour the tea and kind of pull a chair over to the table near Will. Well, how much do you know about your father? Were you two close by any means?
My father was a difficult man. We lost him after we lost my brother in the war. He was never the same after that. And his love of tall tales led to some obsessions, and he was led down a very dark path by all kinds of sensational works of fiction, and that is generous in my description. Stories of bat boys and lizard men controlling the world. He, in his grief, I believe he was driven mad. And he was, after that, never really there for my mother or I. So, to answer your question, no, we were not very close.
Understood. Well, what if your father wasn't far off on some of his interests?
What if pigs flew? he was interested in things that were obviously a waste of his time and my time, or else maybe like maybe perhaps he was right about a few things, but this is no of interest to me. All I need is his signature, and he can do whatever the hell he likes. So, have you seen him recently? Where can I find him?
I'm afraid this is more difficult than I'd like to admit. Well, you're...
Go ahead and give me a listen check.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Both of us?
Yeah.
I'll use my fate point.
Did you both?
I thought I did mine. I don't know if it went through.
Not sure it did. You try.
I don't
try it
see
again.
yours.
Let me try it again.
Can I use my fate point, Mooney?
You can, yeah. Make it auto.
Who gave me that?
That was Melly at the beginning. Okay, so you both hear.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, did it go through?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So with that, as you say your father, you hear the brakes of a car squeal outside.
Are you expecting other company?
No, I'm not.
Are you okay? Is there something going on?
Well, you must, just come with me. You just find a place.
But my team, as you're like maybe dragging me away.
Well, just be as quiet as you can, okay? Let me check. If anything, just don't say a word, okay?
Okay.
Livy will go back to a front room in the home just to see if she can peer out on what kind of car just squealed up in front of the home.
As you look, there's two men emerging from a vehicle who are collars turned up, wearing fedora hats, G-men looking types.
Shit. How did they find me? Okay. She'll like latch the door, start to put chairs and stuff to barricade it. She'll take a few steps back. Well, remember, not a sound.
Miss Domingue, what's... Are we in danger? What's happening? Who are these men?
As you whisper to each other, the men are hit the front door. Mr. Ming, hey, please answer the door. We hear some shuffling in there.
Is there something I can help you with?
It's beyond your help at this point. Just please make it easy and open the door.
Is there something I can help you with?
Well, we have a warrant for the arrest of Miss Domingue for conspiracy to commit terrorism in the name of communism or something like that. I don't know. I don't like to read these things, but had some reports from a little town called Rockport. Said you were in deep with some nefarious fellows. We just want to make sure we can clear this up for you.
I'm certain I don't know anything that you're speaking about. I suggest you leave. Good night.
The door from behind you, you hear the window smash in the study. as the door knob blasts out of the front door, spraying splinters. As you hear the rummaging, the tinkle of glass behind you, the door gets kicked multiple times with the chair, but kind of rubs against what's left of the doorknob before it gets kicked out of the way, and you're surrounded by two stout men with weapons drawn on you.
Livy will try to slowly inch towards the kitchen, hands up.
Is there anybody here with you now?
It's just me. It's just me.
Okay, hands where I can see them. And he goes behind you, grabbing your arm and pulling it behind you.
Careful!
Forcing you down onto your knees and pinning you to the floor. And beginning to cuff you. The other moves through the house room by room, kicking open the doors, flipping furniture as they progress.
This is a mistake! You don't have to do that! This is a mistake!
Where is the girl?
What girl? Who are you talking about?
Is she with the big guy?
I don't know who you're talking about.
You know what? Say nothing for all I care. We got people for that. You find anybody? As the man steps right to the closet door that William's hiding in, he stops. He's like, man, there ain't nobody in here. No big guy, and there's no way they're hiding freaking a kid in here.
I told you. You all are mistaken. It's just me.
Fair. Then no witnesses. I like it that way. And as he says that, a black bag is pulled over your head as they begin to scrape you off the floor and onto your feet.
No!
Can I do something?
You can if you'd like.
Get off of me!
Do I still have my hot cup of tea?
Yes.
Like, as soon as I hear, like, the stuff about no witnesses, I'm gonna roll around the corner and just fling the tea at, like, try to get, like, just splash him with it. And pull the bag off Livy and, like, make a break for the front door that was kicked open.
Okay. So, there's a number of things that's about to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to articulate
What do I need to do? Yeah.
Give me just a straight agility roll.
Both of us?
Will.
Okay.
Ellie.
Agility.
I just want to clarify something.
One of the characteristics.
Was that a command?
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. And just an agility roll.
I don't see agility.
Sorry, it would be it's a statistic roll.
So dexterity.
Is it dexterity? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all good. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing here.
Yes. Forgetting my systems.
Yes. Oh, 52. Oh my god, just like that was so close.
All right. So, a couple things happen as you're being picked up back onto your feet, Livy. You yell, "Get off of me!" And immediately the man lets go, steps back against the wall, and as this happens, the partner looks and says, "What are you doing?" And as this happens, the closet door bursts open and you fling hot tea in his face. As he staggers from that, you rush to grab Livy by the elbow and run out.
I take the bag off her head.
Fair. As the man recovers, he lunges forward, pushing his leg and tripping Will on the way out.
Oh, shit.
Putting a gun to him. He's like, "I thought you said we were alone." The guy who's like up against the wall kind of shakes off something and re-engages.
Shoot! Don't shoot!
He stops and he shakes his head for a moment. "What do you want to happen here?"
Let Let us go. Let us go. This is a mistake. Let us go. Don't shoot.
Okay. He backs off, and his partner just looks at him. What the fuck are you doing, man? He pulls his gun and points it at you. What are you doing to them?
Oh, I didn't do anything. Shoot your partner.
He goes.
Shoot him in the head.
He shudders for a moment and limply goes, blasts. Oh. As his brains spray against the wall in the window behind him. He drops the gun. What the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I... What?
You're gonna let me go. We're gonna leave. And then you're gonna end yourself.
Wow, no.
He sits down.
We're leaving.
Grabs the gun.
We're gonna leave right now.
Okay.
He's going to let me go, and we're going to leave.
He leans over, grabs the gun, and puts it to his head.
No, wait.
Don't look, Will. Don't look.
I'll put my eyes down.
And with a bang, there's a bit of... You feel a bit of moisture in the air as copper begins to permeate the air. And that is where we'll end the session. There.
God damn.